What if I told you that time, just like a pencil or watercolors, is a tool, and that you need to be mindful of it if you want to create the most effective and the most beautiful piece of art or project that you can. Hi friends, welcome back. This is Genesis. Once in college, I had an art class and we had to create our own paintings using an artist style. So the teacher said, you had your pencils, you have your watercolors, you have your paper, and you have 1 hour. I honestly wanted to create the most beautiful art piece that I could do. So I focused on doing the sketch, I focused on making sure that I was working on the right structure. Then little by little I started tracing what I wanted to create to look like the artist using some of the elements. I added detail after detail and I focused so much on creating like the most similar replica. Meanwhile, a lot of classmates were using their watercolor, they were getting ahead, they were basically creating the whole piece and they kept working on it. To my surprise, 1 hour already passed and I was still working on the outline and I haven't even touched my watercolors yet. So I rushed and I grabbed just one color and I tried to make it work as much as I was able to. The teacher said, time's out, and we had to submit our paintings. What happened was that, yes, my painting was more detailed and it had the potential to be a really amazing, beautiful painting, really similar to the artist style as our task was. The problem was I did not use my resources efficiently or strategically. The teacher told me, yes, you use your pencil, you use a little bit of your watercolor, but you did not use your time correctly. You did use it, but not in a way that will give you the result in this time. The time is also a tool. You need to figure out how to use it. And it is true, I did not optimize based on time. I did not use my time as a tool. I ignored the fact that it was 1 hour and I focused on creating the best masterpiece that I could. But in the end, when I compared the final results to my classmates' paintings were more complete because they approached the challenge using the time as a tool. They were like, okay, we have only 20 minutes for this, only 20 minutes for that, and then maybe the rest for the watercolors. Instead, I focused so much on making the result perfect that yes, if I had more time, maybe another hour, my painting would have had the possibility to be even better, be the most beautiful painting. But that was not the case because my time was a tool and I used it in a way that it got to a certain point and my painting was not complete. Sometimes we would love to have all the time in the world to create something really amazing, but most likely we have only a limited amount of hours that we can dedicate ourselves or that we can use as a tool for our personal projects or for our hobbies or for whatever we want to create. So we have to take into consideration that the same way we use the watercolors, we need to use our time. There's only a limited amount of time and allocating it correctly can make the whole difference on having a complete project or having a potentially amazing project that's incomplete. So sometimes we spend so much of our time planning for things and making the most perfect business plan or the most perfect sketch for our beautiful art. But then the time that we have left to actually execute on the rest is not enough. Then we use all of our main time or prime time on doing something and maybe time has passed and that business idea was already done, was already executed, or maybe your art piece does not interest you anymore. Maybe you're onto something else now, or the trend changed, or your social media post that you spend so much time trying to get to perfection doesn't work anymore because the trendy or the trend is over. So yes, our time is a tool and we need to be aware of it and we need to learn how to use it. A lot of people use Google Calendar for this, a lot of people have agendas. Some people just write down what they need to do and they just have like a written down calendar or just notes and that helps them. Whatever that works for you, let's just be mindful that we have only a limited amount of time in our lives and for every project and for each season of our lives and for each trend that we find on social media. So I hope that this helps you. See you next time. Bye.